So hello and welcome patrons to your December review video, a little bit of behind the scenes action, basically from The Tempest. I'm in an unusual place because I'm in the process of travelling to Wales for Christmas, so I apologise for any noise in my background, but it's been busy and this is the first moment I had to do this. So this is going to be a comparatively short video because we've only done The Tempest in December. I mean, only finished the canon and only did everything that needs to be done for The Tempest. We only had the innovation of Valentina's magic camera and all these things, so it was a good year. It was a good one. There will be another little video coming out just before New Year's, which will be a little review of the year. But for now, here's what people thought about The Tempest. And I should say, you won't be seeing things. Bridget's done several little videos. She was charting her progress sort of in the build-up and then after. So you're not seeing things. And the person who doesn't appear on camera is Nell, who we tempted back for this one last romp. It's been great to see her.
Hello, checking in before we kick things off here for Tempest. I thought I would just share some of the little costume touches that I had fun with this time. So Lizzie and Dowie and I had talked about the idea that Prospero and Miranda probably find a lot of the things they use to make their costume, or their clothes. And with that in mind, I've got here some little starfish, seashells, more seashells, and this shawl that I thought looks like fishing net. So I wanted to just share a little close-up because I suspect when we get on the Zoom it's not going to be as noticeable, nor would I want people distracted by looking at all the details, but it was a lot of fun to put together, so I want to share it with you all today. Alrighty, let's go.
So I don't know if you can hear it in the background, the machines are winding down. We've just finished Tempest and well, it's been a journey. It's been an honor to see the company grow and evolve and, oh my god, everybody flourish in this past two years and a half. And I know, my god, it's so very much not the end of it. So thank you for your continuous support and for watching us and for being an amazing audience. And if you want to know the secret to Caliban's hair, well, it's a lot of volumizing powder. That's what it is. Someone needs a shower now.
Okay, we're at the 4.5 minute point before we go live. Miranda checking in here, and you can see I've got my whole little setup with all the bits and pieces. I've got my script, our running order, the YouTube stream on mute, the Zoom where we are all dialed in, my script for reference. And I'm feeling excited to tell this story with you all.
So one thing it is very important to remember if, like me, you get exceedingly excited about the opportunity to try new kinds of costuming or makeup, is the amount of time it's going to take you to get it out or off after the fact compared to how long it takes you to put it on. For example, the hair is down, but there is no way I can get a comb through this, and I still sort of cut my own magical dust cloud when I hit my head, and my eyebrows are literally glued down to my head at the moment. So yeah, just think it through. I'm now going to go and dip my head in a bucket of conditioner, try and brush my hair, and cover my face in some sort of cleansing oil to hope to get the glue off.
For me, Miranda's really interesting in the way that Ophelia is interesting, in that, at least for myself, I had this impression that she's often played as very sort of sweet and innocent. And it was a lot of fun as I worked on the text, to realize she's also got a very like direct and sort of sassy side. So it's been fun to just kind of be that very forthright teenager, as well as, you know, getting to play all the sweet romance and cute, innocent stuff too.
So we've just finished our run of The Tempest, and in doing so, the run that has taken us through the whole canon. I must admit, I feel a bit emotional. I feel very emotional at the moment, not just because of having done a play, but also the memory of what we've done over the past, 2.5 years, 3 years, more than that. It's remarkable to me, and I'm feeling, quite overwhelmed. Playing Prospero was amazing. I mean, what really struck me was just the darkness in the play, particularly if you see it in a very contemporary light. There was a conversation going on at times about the nature of Prospero's behaviour. It's, if you look at it through a colonial lens, it's quite sinister. And also the way that he treats the people, under his care or in his charge. His treatment of Caliban is dark, and even his treatment of Miranda at certain times is worrying. And yet there is something I find performing him, I hope this came over, there is something sympathetic about him as well. He has a drive, and ultimately the drive is for his daughter, his family, the future. There's a strong selfish element to it, but there's also an element which feels very honourable. I don't know whether that came over. I hope that it did. I certainly felt it in the performance of it. I felt I was fighting for something worthwhile. I'll be really interested to hear what other people's reactions are, as and when we get to talk to other people and see. So I hope that you enjoyed watching the play.
Something Lizzie and I talked about when we worked on the text together for Miranda was this sort of idea that she does talk a bit more than you'd think in the early scenes. She even has a line where she says, "Oh, I'm prattling." And then Lizzie mentioned to me, like once she and Ferdinand get together and are engaged, Miranda doesn't really talk anymore. And I thought that was really striking in performing it, how long of the scenes, the last two scenes, I was present on stage but not speaking, and not really having anything to do script-wise, while Ferdinand sort of took over speaking for both of us. So that's just something that stood out more for me actually in the performing of it than it did in the initial prep, and I thought it was interesting.
So this is my backstage setup. I'm in a cupboard, locked away. I've got my heater down here and my very necessary hot water bottle for today. But yeah, see you soon, folks.
So, just finished The Tempest with Shakespeare. I'm Aliki, I was playing Stefano. So one thing I wanted to say is, last time I played a clown for the company, I went really kind of overwrought and over the top. And it seemed like a good idea at the time, but looking back on the performance, I was really unhappy with it. So I was trying to be a lot more relaxed this time and less, less intense, I guess, is what I want to say. And I think I achieved that, although, anyway, it was fun. Those are fun little scenes. That doesn't sound very adequate, does it? But that's what I've got. A lot of physical stuff went wrong, but we carried on, and that's just the nature of it. I've been thinking back, this time last year was the first time I performed anything with Shake Scene, and I was so excited to be part of it and so nervous that I think I made 5 wrong entrances before one correct one. I've learned a couple of things since then. I'm a little bit more laid back with it. I'm more confident with the physical action, possibly overconfident given some of the mistakes I made this time. But it's just such a treat to be able to work with all of these amazing people. And my only complaint really is that I don't get to do it in real life, so that we can have that different kind of communication that you get with a company on stage. But it's been great, and I really hope to keep working with Shake Scene in the new year as we forge onward past the official canon, and then who knows where.
So we've just finished doing The Tempest and completing the canon. I don't know what's in the canon and what isn't. I was surprised to find that Two Noble Kinsmen doesn't count, but anyway. Yeah, and looking back on all the shows that we've done, all the ones that I would like to be part of and wasn't able to for one reason or another, and then how glad I am that I was able to do this one, because it's the end. And also because it's the first show that we did all those years ago, 6 years ago. It seems more recently than that, but 6 years ago when we did it at the Cockpit Theatre. And just comparing the experiences of doing the two is quite interesting. We've learned a lot of things about how to do things over Zoom that you could do quite naturally in a theatre. And they take sometimes a little bit more thought and a little bit more planning, but in the process of doing this, you know, I think we've learned some things about how to do that, which has been a really interesting process. And one of the things that is true on stage and over Zoom is no matter how prepared you are, and on this particular occasion I wasn't terribly prepared because I was doing it at a relatively short notice, but no matter how prepared you are, unlike doing a normal play, it does not come out as you planned it to come out. Things happen always. The character shifts as the people around you shift, and you learn things about yourself that you didn't necessarily know as you overhear people talking about you, and that's no less true of this particular performance, where, you know, I don't know, I wasn't exactly sure what Ferdinand was going to be, but as always, I am always surprised by what comes out, and no less on this occasion than anything else. It's been a pleasure to hear people do the parts that we did last time differently, with brilliant things that we didn't think of. Yeah, it's been a great joy to be part of the whole thing.
So that was The Tempest. We're getting ready now for next year. We'll be continuing Two Noble Kinsmen, Sir Thomas More, Edward III. I'm already working on scripts. Very strange plays. Anyway, all adds to the fun. Wishing you all a very happy festive season. Thank you for our first year on Patreon. It's been wonderful for us. We hope you've enjoyed it too, and we'll see you in 2023.